yourself, though.
Yeah,
you can hit outside comments. Hey, Dave.
Well, James.
No doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Andre Ayton out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Donovan Mitchell. Then there's DeJounte Murray. And it's Doumbouya in at the 3 slot. And for the Rockets, you've got Russell. Robert Covington out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Harden, and it's Porter in at the small forward. Fires from 14. The shot missing. And it's Detroit the other way. Here's Murray. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Murray's got the opening field goal of the game for the Pistons. The Rockets perpetually knocking on the door. At what point, though, Bill, do you think their window will close?
I think that point happened in May of 2019. I think they had 2 years to win the title where everything was lined up for them. 2018, they're up 3-2 against the Warriors. The Warriors are tired. They seem like they're fading. They can't close. I think the key for them is the difference between being a regular season team and a playoff team. They're a great regular season team, but the playoffs every year become more and more complicated, smarter, more. You got to come up with a plan C, a plan D, a plan E as the series goes along. And their plan A is kind of what they ride with. They get tight, the crowd gets tight, things slow down. What's your plan B? And they haven't been able to figure that out.
Here's Doumbouya. Good D by Covington.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
And Towns throws it down.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Ayton. It's good on the putback.
And this is why you got to put a body on Ayton. When you don't, he torches you with the putback.
And stolen by Murray. Outside, out of the Antetokounmpo. And the dunk by Giannis.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
To the inside. And Towns throws it down.
Using outstanding floor awareness there. Russell's ability to pick apart the defense and find the open man. And this is what you like about his perimeter D. Never gave up and challenged the deep one.
You see some guys, they just mail it in. They don't go out and contest it. Not him. He's going to compete through the entire play.
Shot clock at 6. Houston needs to get a shot. Harden. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
Easy chance from mid-range. Wouldn't.
Oh, wow!
What you love about Donovan Mitchell, not only does he explode into his moves, he finishes with authority.
Bill, if you were building a franchise from scratch, which one current player would you begin with or build around?
Probably Giannis, because he's
Still
turning
young
25 this year. I still feel like the ceiling of what he's going to do is go up as he becomes more of a shot maker. He's really durable, which I think is underrated. Like, he's just built to play basketball. There's certain guys like that. I think Kevin Garnett was like that. Tim Duncan was like that. Just guys who you just know are going to be around for 17, 18 years. The way I like to watch the running styles, and the game just comes so easy to him. He's so athletic and really cares and is really competitive and just wants to do this and win at basketball. That's how I feel.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, right side, Porter. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Porter's got 5 now.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
Drops in the tray.
And for Donovan, the 3 really sets up everything else. When he's hitting it, defenses can't just pack it in the lane.
And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul. Houston making some changes. Mike Powell comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Kemba Walker in for Russell. Here's Walker. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. And at one point, seems like ISO basketball was falling out of favor, Bill, but the Rockets have made a cornerstone of their success, that very thing.
True. For the regular season. And
right,
for the
and then it
early
changes,
rounds.
doesn't it?
Yeah, I do wonder if it's like the run and shoot with football, where it's this.
You don't trust it, maybe? You don't trust it?
Yeah, it's for the regular season. You're playing a team once. They don't have time to scout it for a bunch of weeks. But, you know, when you get to the playoffs and you're playing the same team 7 times.
Scouting gets better.
Yeah, and players, you just played it 2 nights ago. You did play it against the same offense. You pick up little tricks. And I really wonder if you can win 4 straight rounds doing it.
And the basket by Harden.
And defensively, you got to respect Harden's ability to drive. That just makes him exponentially more difficult to guard out at the line.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
The pass to Porter. And he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 7.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Murray for 3. Drills the three-pointer.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
The shot by Powell, no good.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
And, Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around three-point shooters. Threes are at an all-time high. You know that. Should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change? Which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself if it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize like that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
Well, you can't lose what the game is.
No,
it's bigs and smalls, it's inside, it's outside.
And it's still passing and unselfishness. The Warriors take a lot of threes, but they're the most unselfish team we have, and they create a lot of layups, and they play, you know, they're really creative. And you just can't, that just can't be your thing is we shoot 53s, here's our offense. The problem is you're still going to get in these games where 2 points really matters, you know, and that's what you saw with Kawhi in the playoffs last year. These games slow down, and it's going to be a 92-89 ending, and your team needs to get 10 baskets in the fourth quarter, no matter how you're going to get them. You still need somebody who can do that, too.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
Back to Walker. Houston moving the ball around. For 3, Stauskas.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's Brooks and the powerful one-handed slam.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
For 3, Stauskas. Rebound, Detroit.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I'll tell you, this was their strategy coming in. They obviously identified a weakness there inside.
Walker against Murray. Walker the pass to Fareed. Powell trying to free himself up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
The Rockets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
At the line for 2.
The first free throw is good. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Here's Murray. And no good, trying to use the glass. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. They trail by 11. Stauskas, the pass to Walker. From 11 feet away. Rebounded by Jackson. Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to Dallas. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That one is no good.
And you always know what you're going to get from Walker from the line. He's been a solid, consistent free throw shooter his entire career.
The Pistons shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And he's good on the 2nd. Just 4 seconds left in the 1st. From deep. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so is Detroit, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. One of the most high-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns, knows it's important to keep his...
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know, so making sure.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
And so far, through 1 quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the 2nd. And the Pistons have been rolling right along, haven't they?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
And that's really hard on a defense, having to play deeper into the clock and having to cover a lot more ground.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the 2nd quarter of basketball. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Jamal Murray. Then it's Brooks. And it's Windler in at the shooting guard position. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. They'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83, they won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems and was just awesome and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever?
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have league pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure. It's one of the reasons I wrote my book.
He was all alone on that one. Walker's got a pair of triples in the 2nd now for the Rockets. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Houston with a big group substitution here. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Powell. Robert Covington comes in for Fareed. Porter's checked in for Stauskas. And it's Russell in for Alex Caruso. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up. It's going to be Murray shooting. Kemba Walker picks one up. James Harden, he's checked in for Kemba Walker.
I can't wait to see Murray reach his full potential. Reason why? Because he has a lot of it.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Towns. And Towns throws it down.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And the foul on Harden. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Passes to Doumbouya from deep 3-point range. Oh, goodness. Where did that come from?
I loved it.
That was beautiful.
Loved it.
Towns at the elbow. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. that one on Ayton.
And already a leader at such a young age. Towns' teammates look to him to anchor them on both ends, and he has not disappointed. They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Stolen by Mitchell. Floats it up for Giannis. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Good job by Mitchell, trusting his teammates, and in turn, that's going to open up opportunities for him.
Russell with it. Now defended by Mitchell. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Pass to Murray. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Doumbouya. Off target from three-point range.
Can you believe it? He's missed every shot he's taken, yet this team still continues to hold the lead.
That is the perfect technique to rebound. I mean, he shields his man, kept him behind, and then he's off to the races.
Push, push, push the basketball and get out of his way. Donovan Mitchell, fantastic on the break.
We've seen a handful of players land the Supermax contract bill. By and large, how do you see those deals working out?
It's tough. Nobody's really been happy with it yet. You know, it's so much money and it's such a big part of somebody's salary cap, and you're just kind of handicapped with it. And we've seen John Wall is the worst case scenario of it, but the situation Charlotte was in with Kemba Walker, where he makes the All-NBA team and now his Supermax is $240 million instead of $180. Like, that's crazy. And in a salary cap league, to pay $50 million a year for somebody is just nuts. It compromises the ceiling of the team. So the Bucks are going to be in this position with Giannis, where he's making $55 million a year and the cap's $120. How are you going to put a good team around
You can't
him?
maneuver.
You can't.
No.
So I would put a wrinkle in there that I would make the Supermax, whatever, pay the player whatever the number is, but it only counts for like $32 million or something. Make it so that it's not
A
prohibitive.
percentage of the total cap.
Yeah, make his cap figure is 32, even if you're paying him 55, and then that way people could compete better.
Timeout called the Rockets.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question, toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
Here's Covington, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
For Houston, they have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts, and that's good as he hits both of his shots. Pistons leading by 21. Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
I like this from Murray. This is what the team needs from him. He's a catalyst.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. They get it back. Now the pass to Russell. Goes up again, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Russell's got his first basket of the night. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed, no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they were really worried about the travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff, and it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West. Which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, made no sense.
They've never really 100% figured out the conferences. And I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Yeah. Here's Doumbouya. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Robert Covington picks one up. For Detroit, they have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
And doing a good job from the line here in the second quarter.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Dwight Powell's checked in for Robert Covington. Nick Stauskas comes in for Porter. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for James Harden. And Walker subbed in for Russell. The putback, no good. And it's Detroit the other way. Well, Bill, yet another engaging conversation. Thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Yeah, next time let's talk about the hard salary cap. I think the people really love that one. Yeah, I have some ideas.
You would make it interesting.
I have some luxury tax ideas. Yeah, we'll get super technical.
I would be here for that one.
Okay.
And, Steve, you get the sense that no NBA topic is off limits when you talk to Bill Simmons.
He gets the discussion going, whether you agree or disagree with him. That's part of what makes sports fun, having those debates. And sometimes we get to see the players in the debate on the court.
Houston's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Scooped up. Powell, that's good.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
And Murray, here we go. Adebayo, good, and the assist goes to Murray. Adebayo's got his first points of the game.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Windler. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
That's what happens when nothing goes your way. You start to lose focus, and it makes matters worse.
Here's Murray. 10 points for him. And Brooks, here we go. Adebayo passes to Jackson. Kicks it to Murray. Fires from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Murray's got 8 points in the quarter.
Even when the D is breathing down his neck, Murray gets it done. Just an amazing shooter with an impressive stroke.
And so it's Detroit, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Carl, they made a run there at the end. How did that happen?
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets under.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by... And that'll about do...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Smitty, you've seen this before, separating teams that can make the deep playoff run, those that can't get bounced out early. What have you found is the difference between those 2?
Well, a lot of times, Kevin, it comes down to those teams have more talent that can make those deep playoff runs. Also, they can make adjustments. Then I think also they're a team that has better chemistry, and they can win defensively and not just have to rely on their offense.
They've got Porter. Towns is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Russell. And it's Harden in a 2-guard. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Outside Porter. And he hits the jumper for 2. Porter's got 9 points.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days. Well, so far, this cold night from the field has not affected their ability to maintain this lead. Looking to get it going, and Doumbouya lays it up and in. He's got 8. I mean, that's a nice find by Murray. He has the height to see the floor, and his awareness continues to grow.
And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. With the teardrop, and the shot is good.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
And I'm going to give him a lot of credit because he saw what he was up against, and he was undeterred.
With the shot. Rebound by the Pistons. Ayton's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And Murray, here we go. And here's Giannis from outside. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists tonight. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Russell feeling it out a bit. Here's Porter, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Rockets have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
At the line for 2.
And the first one drops. And the Pistons making a change here. Mitchell's checked in. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. A lot of people think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success. Ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership, and ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And, Steve, you know, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have an identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of.
Oh, that's a terrific pass. Ayton, with the advanced skill level, he's just going to get better with time.
There's Russell with the 3. Doumbouya pulls it in. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Pass to Towns. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
And, Greg, as you said, it's the skill level of Towns at his young age that is so incredible.
Very capable 3-ball shooter, but he likes backing you down on the block as well. You step back and look at what he can do for a team, and there aren't really any holes in his game.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Porter passes to Fareed, and Fareed throws it down.
Explosive leaping ability allows him to play the 5, even though he's a little undersized.
To the middle, Ayton finds Antetokounmpo. Count the basket. Antetokounmpo's got 19 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
For the Rockets, Powell, he's checked in for Towns. And Walker subbed in for James Harden. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Ayton. Inside, Windler. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Outside, Russell. Teardrop shot, and it's blocked.
And using that wide reach to reject shots. Ayton can't afford to throw up weak stuff around the big fella.
Windler, the pass to Ayton. Brooks for 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. Brooks has got 10 points.
The defender was pretty much helpless right there. His man had a clear height advantage, and he got the exact kind of shot he wanted.
And here we go, the Pistons fast break.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
With the floater, and Russell with the lay-in. Russell's got 4 this quarter.
Efficient performance from him. Not the case for everyone else on his team. Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
And Walker's got the ball here for the Houston Rockets. Over Mitchell. Tips it up, and it's put back in by Fareed. Fareed's got his second basket.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip-in.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And at 6'3", Donovan Mitchell able to play shooting guard or point guard. What do you think is his best position?
You know, Kevin, he will tell you he can do both. Versatile enough to play and defend multiple positions, but I like him at the 2-guard position.
Nick Stauskas is checked in for Houston. Alex Caruso comes in for Russell. Here's Walker. And the rejection by Jackson.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
What it was, they are getting better shots, which has gotten them into a rhythm, and they're knocking down everything.
Here's Walker. Offensive rebound, and it's blocked. The Rockets have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. First one falls for them.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Here's Mitchell, and there's the pass to Ayton. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Stauskas, guarded by Jackson. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Ayton's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Out to Brooks. Here's the 3. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 6 rebounds in the game. And that one's good, Caruso. Caruso's got his first bucket in this one.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. So for the Pistons, Bam Adebayo comes in for DeAndre Ayton, and Murray's subbed in for Mitchell. Houston's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Walker the pass to Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. For 3, Murray. Pistons keep it alive. Windler. There he goes again. That's his 9th straight basket. He's a perfect 9 for 9.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
And for the Rockets, they're shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. And stolen by Murray. And here we go. Murray heading to the hoop. Plays it in off the breakaway. Murray's got 15.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
Rocket shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Walker's shot is off.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. It's tipped. And here comes Jackson, leading the fast break. Wide open look here for Murray. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
And Murray is so deadly with the catch and shoot, Jay. When the D isn't playing up on him, he has no problem going right up with him.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons way out in front. Their lead at 38 points as we close out the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back to the action at Let's hear what Mike D'Antoni was going over with his team moments ago.
We just can't go on and on and on.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. They've got Adebayo, and it's Brooks in at the small forward position. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. And Ilyasova kicks to Stauskas. Smitty, the NBA now preventing teams to sell international sponsorships. I mean, the league just continues to grow globally.
They have done a fantastic job. Teams can now enhance their visibility with this deal, and their internet makes this all possible when you get a chance to watch these teams all over the world.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Jang, he's checked in for the Rockets. Doomboy is checked in for Detroit. Jang, the pass to Stauskas. Rebound, Detroit. They can look forward to San Francisco after this game and a matchup against Golden State. And that will be the fourth of the string of 5 played on the road.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Especially considering it's on the road in front of a tough crowd. They've been able to block out the distractions.
And here we go, Pistons running again. And the jam by Doomboy.
A beautiful pass to lead his teammate right to the hoop.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
He gets that one. James got his first 2 points of the night.
Works that one inside nicely.
Here's Galloway, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Well, Langston Galloway, not the most efficient scorer, but he'll eat minutes for you.
Yeah, Galloway not a player you want taking a ton of shots overall, but he can hit from outside if you give him a look. That's really his best shot.
And players now, Steve, more able to dictate where they want to play. How has free agency changed since you came into the NBA?
I think the signing of shorter contracts, Kevin, guys with player options. And then I think also for a lot of players, they're not taking as much money, leaving money on the table because the endorsement deals off the court is making up for some of their money on the court.
Passes it to Ilyasova. Here's Caruso. Pass to Harkless. Clock at 6. From deep. But they recover it. Here's Caruso. And some nice passing there by Houston. There's the 3. They grab their own miss. And the pass to Stauskas. From the arc. It's rebounded by Stevenson.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
Here's Caruso. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. In the corner, it's Jang. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by the Pistons. Stevenson outside. He kicks it to Doomboy. Misses the deep 3-point attempt.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Now here's Harkless. G right on him. And that one is off.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Doomboy passes to Arcidiacono. Steve, for players, success brings so many opportunities, but sometimes the glitz and the glamour and the lifestyle get in the way of success on the basketball court.
You know it does, Kevin. A lot of these guys have a lot of things going off the court, and you want to encourage that. It's just when anything off the court starts to affect on the court, then it becomes a problem. Some guys can handle it from the beginning. Others need to mature before they can find that balance.
The first one falls.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
Pass to Galloway. Here's Arcidiacono. Here's Doumbouya. The three-pointer is right on target. Doumbouya's got 7 now in this quarter.
And he finally gets involved from beyond the arc. His first 3 of the game comes here in the second quarter.
Here's Caruso. And it's blocked by Stevenson. And he recovers it. 6 on the shot clock. And Ilyasova kicks to Harkless. Another shot, but they'll get another chance. Kept alive, passes it to Stauskas. Pass to Ilyasova. Tries yet again. The pass to Harkless from past the arc. The Rockets with a new 14. Here's Jang. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Sekou Doumbouya. That free throw, good from Jang. You know, Smitty, the NBA more active now in developing players before they enter the NBA. Not just the fundamentals, but the values of the game.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. The league has been taking a hands-on approach. There's nothing wrong with teaching the next generation life lessons about the sport and through the sport.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Jaren Jackson comes in for Bam Adebayo. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Doumbouya. Pass to Ilyasova. Here's Caruso. Dishes it to Stauskas. Passes it to Caruso. Trying to get open is Jang. And that one's good, Caruso. Caruso's got 4 this quarter.
That's the pass you want. Orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
Jackson misses. And here's Stauskas from the arc. Nailed from three-point land.
That's a smart move to pull up for a 3 on the break. Defenses usually pack the paint and forget to guard the outside jump shot.
Brooks with no one around. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
Right now, he's being too passive and not looking for his shot enough. He needs to be more aggressive and get more shots up because he's shooting well.
Here's Caruso. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Arcidiacono. Here's Galloway. That one, no good. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pistons.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Giannis.
You know, he was flying around on both ends of the floor. Terrific energy and enthusiasm. And that rubbed off on his teammates. I thought he was a catalyst tonight.
Here's Caruso. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Clearly a foul.
Shooting for Houston, Alex Caruso.
First free throw is good. Doumbouya is checked in for Brooks. He hits both from the stripe. And the Pistons with possession here. Here's Doumbouya. That one's off, still out of sync.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And you know, we always talk about this. Just changing the shot can be just as effective as blocking it, even though it's less spectacular.
Harkless with the bucket.
Mo Harkless.
Picked him clean. Here's Caruso. And here is Ilyasova. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what?